Welcome back to Bass Capital Radio Podcast. Today I'm very excited to have Miss Wanda Strickland with us with Wanda's Closet. And I have to tell you, I did stalk you on Facebook, as you know. One of the things that I like to do is stay plugged into the community and just see what's going on. On our podcast, we cover history, we cover events that are happening in the community, talking to community members, not just leaders, but
Right.
community, regular old working people, people who live and raise their family here, and then talk about the future outlook. So Facebook is a great way to stay connected with
It
people.
is.
Your name was coming up a lot on my Facebook, and so I had to figure out, who is this Wanda Strickland?
Aw.
A lot of people were thanking you for the work that you have done in their lives. And so I do want to talk about that. But the important question for me always, since our podcast is about Putnam County, is how did you end up in Putnam County?
My parents moved here when I was in second grade
Okay.
from Michigan.
Ah,
Yep. So I wasn't born here, but I've been here pretty much all my life.
but my rule of thumb is, as a homegrown Putnam County, if you've been here for that long,
This is home.
This is home.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, what brought them here from Michigan?
Work.
Oh,
My dad was in the construction business.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people share that their families moved for whether mill work or construction type work or teaching. That happens a lot too. I hear a lot
Right.
of that. So, where in Putnam County did they land?
In San Mateo.
Oh, that is where I grew up.
Really, it's a nice little community.
It is.
Mhm.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, where in San Mateo?
On Oakland Ave behind the post office.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So my mom lives over on Central Avenue.
Okay, real close.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a lovely community,
It
and
is.
it's nice and quiet, far away from the hustle and bustle, where it's got that country feel, but not too far that it's, you've got Hitchcock's
Oh,
over
forever.
there. And
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Though I do remember growing up as a kid that if we had to cross the Memorial Bridge, it was a trip to town, and we tried to do that once a week.
And I'm older than you, so that was the old bridge.
Yes. Yeah.
Much smaller bridge.
Exactly. So you grew up there. Did you go to school over at the elementary school there?
Browning Pierce.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's where I went to school, and they're still kicking over there. That's got a lot of history back there.
And it was a wonderful school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I loved going to Brownie Pierce.
I did too.
I think Kelly Smith also has rave reviews, but I feel like Brownie Pierce sometimes is an unsung hero.
I agree. Very
Absolutely.
homey, very warm.
And
Mhm.
then, as far as high school, where did you attend?
Palaca High.
Black Eyed.
Mhm.
What at the time it was it Putnam, not Putnam Academy, what was it called?
I was the first freshman class in the new high school.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. And then did you go to college, or did you just go straight into working?
Went to college to become an RN.
Oh, that's a blessing for anybody that your hands touch.
Yes, but it didn't work out, and
Mhm.
I see now why. No, I don't think I could do it now.
Oh, that's a
That's tough.
I commend. I did have interest to going into the medical field. My
Mhm.
first thought was I was going to be a veterinarian, because I worked at Dr. Smith's office and
Mhm.
at 14, and moved into another vet in town, and I was gung ho about that, and I thought, oh, I'll go into the medical field too,
Mhm.
or that.
Right.
And then I thought, I could not. First of all, I couldn't poke people, because not for me, but the babies and older people. I just
My daughter is an RN.
okay. So she picked up
She did,
that
and
love
she's
of that.
wonderful at it, but I don't think it was meant for me.
Absolutely.
God had different plans.
Sure, and his ways are far beyond our ways. So
Absolutely.
so tell me what you ended up going into.
Actually, I went into cleaning houses. I wanted to raise my children myself.
Oh, that's an amazing way to do that.
Yep. So that's why I started doing that. I wanted to be hands-on mom and
Mhm.
everything. So it worked out.
My mom, when I was in elementary school at Brownie Pierce, she wanted to be very involved. And so she started substitute teaching
Hmm.
so she could still have that time with me
Yes.
and be that hands on. So I think that's an incredible gift. And you don't see it as much as you used to anymore,
Right.
unfortunately. But
No.
so did cleaning and raised your family here. How many kids do you have?
3 children.
And are they all still in Putnam County, or?
They are, but I got a son that might be leaving soon.
Mhm. I feel that pain. My oldest just called me yesterday in tears, and of course my mom was like, "What's
Mhm.
my mom's sense? What's going on?" And she said, "We got approved for an apartment, so she's moving to Jacksonville."
Oh,
So she just got her esthetician license, but
okay.
so I'm a little bummed. I told her, "You can go play for a little bit, but you got to come
Yeah,
back
you don't
home."
want to clip the wings. My son got a position at
Uh-huh.
Palm Coast at the post office.
Oh, congrats to
Oh
him!
yeah, he's excited.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you have grandchildren?
2.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting one of those,
Preston.
Preston out there,
Mm-hmm.
lovely gentleman. And then you have a grandson or a granddaughter?
Older granddaughter or grandson.
Grandson.
Yep, hit Ephraim.
Oh, that's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
I like
He's with
that.
mom today. I got Preston.
Oh, divide and conquer.
That's right.
Well, he is exceptionally well behaved, and I always love bringing the family in tow. So,
Yes.
um, so obviously you thought I'm going to go into nursing, then decided I'm going to stay with the kids, which is a full-time job in itself for
Yes, it
sure.
is.
Um, let's talk about, I'd love to know, what were some of your favorite memories of growing up in Putnam County?
I think just how warm and welcoming and caring, and I'm even finding that now.
Mhm.
Just people are just very warm, welcoming, caring, look out for each other.
Absolutely. I think I need to make, like, on my website, a tally counter for how many times I hear that this community has something very special that you
It does.
don't find everywhere. I have done other Facebook stalkings, by the way, of other people who I'm very interested to hear their stories, and a lot of people who moved here, and that is always the remark, is how caring this
Yes.
community is.
And with doing what I'm doing now, just with everything that's going on in the world, it's kind of maybe easy to get a little bit discouraged, but there's
Mhm.
so many caring, loving people out there, and
Absolutely.
I've got to meet them on both ends.
Okay, wonderful. Well,
Hmm.
let's hop into that. Let's talk about. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing in your business or nonprofit. I want to make sure I
Yes, nonprofit.
nonprofit.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we've actually been doing it about 5 or 6 years now,
Okay.
and we also do the prom dress giveaway.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yep, we
Okay.
also do that, and so it just started out like some of my house would be like, "Oh, take this, to this place and drop it off to donate it and everything," and then it just was like, "Let's really help people,"
Mhm.
and so that's how it got started, and it just started at the churches and out in the fields when they would do the farm swap and everything like that. We would just take it out to the fields, and my house was full. There was little paths filled with so much stuff, so we would go out there and we just give it to those with limited resources. If they need a little extra help and need
Uh-huh.
something. So,
That's
and
awesome.
we enjoy it. We love it.
How did you find yourself getting into that? Because I mean, obviously things lead up to stuff. Did you wake up one day and thought, I mean, I really want to do that, or tell me a little bit about that?
It just kind of happened. I had been given a bunch of stuff and it was, starting to stack up and it's like I just want to do this. And I started doing it through the churches and stuff because I want people to have hope
Hmm.
and that people care. I want them to know people care and that there is help out there. Yep.
Absolutely.
So that's just how it got started. I just wanted to be there for people what they needed. And there's such a strong need out there for so
Oh
much.
my goodness,
Yes,
yes.
it's very sad.
And as I know that there is such a great need, but I have really been very excited to hear of all the groups who are trying to tackle that those
Yes.
needs, like the Women's Resource Center,
Yes.
Feed the Need,
Hmm.
the backpack program.
Yep.
And so Wanda's Closet was really actually kind of Wanda's Closet at home, right?
Yes, it was. Yes. Every room was Wanda's closet.
And did people just, was it through your cleaning that somebody said, "Hey, I have this, I need to get rid of it. Will you
Yes.
take it with you?"
And
Okay.
so it started that way with just giving me stuff and I would take it to other places to donate it and stuff. And then I was just like, let's just give it to people.
Right.
And so there I had come across a few people, well, I need this, well, I need that. So it kind of started, well, hey, I've got that,
Right.
here.
A little old closet of everything. So
Right.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so 5 years ago, was it in your house, or is that when you opened, like, a actual
It was in haven't done it out of my house, but the
Right,
stuff was in the house. So
right.
what I would do is I would take it to the churches and I would do a giveaway
Mhm.
and just invite the community and everything. And back then I would specialize.
Okay.
Last year I did a Mother's Day with anything that you could think of from pregnancy
Mm.
to up to 4 years of age. We gave cribs away, toddler bed strollers, anything you needed. And so I would specialize in them then. Now I have a shop, so now I give it as it comes in.
Oh,
Helps
that's
it not to back
awesome.
up in the house too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, but no, that's just how it got started, and there was just such a need, so I would just, let the stuff build up and announce doing a giveaway.
And this just came from people in the community that you knew and would reach out to you for that?
Yes, and it's gotten huge. It's gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I even before I'd found your name coming up so many times in posts, I'd seen about the efforts that you were doing. I thought, what a great need that we have, because there are people who cannot afford even to go to a thrift store.
no. Mm-mm.
It's times are hard, and
Yes.
food is not cheap, gas is not cheap.
No.
The cost of living has increased, you know, multiplied greatly. But some people are working 2 or 3 jobs. So,
Yes. It is. It's very sad to see people struggling so much. And then what's also nice is it's almost like, especially the children, I know I'm kind of all over, but especially the
oh,
children, we get donated so many toys, and especially if they haven't been in there before. And
right,
here comes the children, and you'll hear the mom say, "Now you can just get one thing."
right.
They don't understand. And so the kids are looking, I'll say, "Well, everything's free." And the kids just light up.
Oh,
And it's so cute to see them dig. And I've got a couple of videos of digging into the toy boxes, and just, it's like Christmas.
I would love to, if you could send me one of those videos. Be sure
Yes.
we put it in here, because I
Mm-hmm.
would love to see. I mean, that just warms my heart thinking about it. I was very fortunate to, there were times we definitely shopped on a budget, but I think everybody, is at
Yes.
the point where we got to shop on a budget. But my children have never went without. And there was a time where I was transitioning out of jobs, and one time we did take part in a food bank
Mm-hmm.
just for a month,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a huge relief.
Yes.
So to see kids be able to come in there, and a lot of children have so much. For these kids, this is
Yes.
just like
But that's the nice thing on the other end of it too, though, because this is teaching some children how to give and to do and
right.
everything. Like, we had this one little girl, and they brought some stuff, and it was very hard for her
Mm.
to let go of her stuff, but she did. And just a little bit later, a little girl had come in and was just so excited to get what she had donated.
Right.
And we didn't say anything that it had come from her, but she gave me this biggest smile and was
Oh,
so pleased and so proud to do that. So it
right.
teaches them too to
Absolutely.
give and to help out.
Yeah, I think that even at that young age, there is something special about seeing that you can make a difference.
Yes. And it made such a difference in the little girl's life. You could tell
Right.
she just really felt good about it.
Absolutely. I'm sure she went home and was thinking about, what can I give
Yes.
next?
And she's
Yeah.
brought stuff in since then.
Oh, well, I love
So you see
that.
it on both ends.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I enjoy.
Now, were your parents involved in the community like that, or is this something that's just been an inspiration within yourself?
They went to church and everything, but this has just kind of been my thing.
Right.
My
What God's called you to do.
Yes,
I love that.
absolutely. And he has been all through this. I could tell you stories you wouldn't believe, but he has been all through this.
Well, I would love to. First, I want to make sure that I let everybody watch and know. Now, where is Wanda's Closet at?
It is at 412 South County Road 315, and it's going
Okay.
to come up Deep Creek Game Farm.
Okay.
Now, just really quick, so I can say something about Mr. Zig and Miss Robin.
Please, please.
They own that building.
Okay.
They offered that to me last July, rent free. That's a God
What a
moment.
blessing. Yeah.
Because they could rent that out, but they came to me and offered it to me, and I'm so thankful, because we would still be out in the field and in the churches, and my house would still be a wreck.
I mean, I can't imagine how hard it is. There have been times where within the neighborhood, I know a lot of families, and so we're really big on what I one man's trash is another man's treasure is a crude way to put it, but
That's what I tell
that
everybody, though.
yeah,
Please don't throw anything away.
absolutely. So I'll give you an example. There was a time that I had a bicycle. It was rusted out. I did not know what to do with it, and being naive, I guess, really, had set it out by the side of the road and thought maybe somebody will want to use it for scrap metal. Well, a gentleman came by and knocked on my door, and he said, "Do you have any more bicycles like this?" And I said, I might have a couple more in the back that I just don't want to fool with, and the kids have grown out. And he said, I pick up these bicycles and I refurbish them and then give them out to other children.
Mhm.
So you never know
Mm-mm.
what could be used. And in our neighborhood, I think it's fantastic. Where my neighbor will text me and they'll say, "Hey, I have this TV stand. I'm not using it anymore. Do you want it?"
Yes.
And so sometimes absolutely, I'll take that. I like that. And then I'll have a TV stand and then I'll text another neighbor.
Yes.
And so you'll see us like couches walking down the
Yes.
road. Or when somebody does a clean out, we'll pile it up together and I'll
Mhm.
reach out to people who I know might be able to use it.
Right.
And if not, now that I know that Wanda's Closet exists, I'm very excited because, I don't have anything against any specific thrift store, but I do think we have great spaces like the Lee Conley
Mhm.
House.
Yes.
So I have taken stuff historically to there, but I think to have a space where somebody could come and with no money at all and be able
Yes.
to walk away with something
Yes.
is just powerful.
Yes.
So we'll be sure, by the way, and I want to get back into the story in a minute, but we'll be sure as you're watching this, if you want to donate or you have, a need to leave all the information below that Miss Wanda has, so you can connect with her and be sure you can get out there.
Because
Uh,
that's what I tell everybody. Everybody always says it's so wonderful what you're doing.
mhm.
We're just the middle person. We
Right.
need the donators. It's
Hmm.
the donators that are making this happen. And so we
Absolutely.
need them.
Now, what are some of the ways that like? Tell me how it accumulates. Obviously, people who know you know that you do this, but do you ever have groups reach out to you to say, "Hey, we have stuff,"
Yes.
or okay,
Yes. I've been contacted last year. It was really kind of neat. We did a toy drive. And so
okay,
I was collecting toys. And one night I get this message and it says, I hear what you're doing and I want to be a part of it. And he was in Rhode Island. I don't know how he heard, but he sent 3 boxes of toys.
I love that
Yes,
story. Rhode Island,
Rhode Island. So it was really neat. So,
the power of the internet.
yes, yes, right. But I want to tell you a story
Please.
about, one man's trash is another man's treasure. My husband is the voice of reason.
Hmm.
He's so good. He really is. Someone had given us a picnic table, and the benches were not attached. A dog had chewed on absolutely every corner, and it was ragged, jagged, just bad shape. So I had told my husband, I said, "Look, I don't think anyone's going to want this." And he said, "Wanda, you give as the Lord has given."
Okay.
So we put it in the shop and everything, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be right. Nobody's going to want this
Right.
bench. We were getting to the end of our giveaway, and this gentleman comes in and he says, Miss Wanda, he said, is that picnic bench available? I said, absolutely, kind of floored. And he said, do you mind if I have it? I said, no, load it up. As they're loading it up, I hear him tell his wife, there you go, baby, you finally got you a dining room table. So please don't throw away stuff.
Oh
We
my
need it.
goodness. Absolutely.
Yeah. Makes you
Oh,
want to cry.
I know. I have to. I always try to keep it together because I'll get boohooing real quick.
Oh, and stories like
Uh,
that all day long.
well,
What God has
share
done.
share some stories with me because I think that as somebody watching this, to hear the impact, it really does solidify what you're doing
Yes.
and the way that it changes people's lives. So I'd love to hear some stories.
It was before Christmas. Christmas passed,
Hmm.
and the cold was coming, and it was going to be very cold, down in the 30s. And I had worked all day long, and someone had messaged me and said, I need you to come. It was a couple of days before Christmas, and said, I need you to come get these boxes of clothes. I got company coming, or they're going to Goodwill.
Hmm.
I was working. I couldn't get out there. I couldn't pick it up. And I
Right.
kept saying, I can't get there. I can't get there. Well, I remembered my son was off. So I said, is it okay if my son comes pick it up?
Hmm.
She said yes. So he went and picked it up. So about 10:30 that night, I get a message. I'd worked all day long. And so I just started to go to bed and I get a message. Listen, I need warm clothes for my family. And there was 7 of them in the family. And it was like 2, 4, 6, 12, 14. She was an extra large and her husband's a 5X. And I said, well, I got all those sizes except for 5X.
Mhm.
So I got up and was tired and I went through everything that I had, pulled everything out, got 4 or 5 bags. It's about midnight now
Mhm.
and I'm exhausted. So
Oh,
I'm headed to
yeah.
go to bed and I hear, look in those boxes. Now, look, I got to be honest with you. I'm just normal. I argue with God. And so I was like, oh, they've got enough. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Right.
Look in those boxes. No, I want to go to bed. I'm tired. So finally, after arguing for a few minutes, like, oh, I go and look. It's all 5Xs.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
has 5X clothes?
Right,
Yep.
right.
So it's
Wow.
just amazing the things that God has done.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh,
But there's a need. There's truly needs out there. We've got children sleeping on floors,
mm,
no beds. You know, we did a giveaway a couple of months ago, and this young boy, I guess he's about 16, had his little sister with him, and they were a little bit looking through and everything. And so I had one twin mattress,
mhm,
no box spring, no
mhm.
nothing. And he said, Miss Wanda, can I have that bed? I said, absolutely. And he looked at his little sister and he said, I don't have to sleep on the floor anymore. You know, and it just, that stuff just breaks your heart and it makes you feel like no matter
Oh,
how tired you are,
right.
keep going, keep doing, because you're
Absolutely.
helping.
Um, oh, that got
Yes.
me. um, so trying to get my composure here. Just thinking about that. We have 4 kids at home and they all grow and a twin bed at some point does not cut it.
Right.
And I posted it on Facebook Marketplace. I said it's free. Just come get it.
Yes.
And the amount of messages that I got where
Yes.
somebody's sleeping on the floor.
Yes. I don't
And
have enough stuff.
yeah,
2 weeks ago, we gave away 8 beds. It wasn't enough. Yes, I just don't. It goes out as fast as it comes in. And beds, couches, dining room tables, and appliances
okay.
are huge. I mean, I still take the toys, the clothes, the houseware. I try to get stuff for men, garage stuff,
Mhm.
and tools, things like that for our men too, because there's young husbands, young dads
Yeah,
out there
yeah,
that want stuff too and need stuff. And so, but it seems that the beds and the furniture is the hardest for them to come by.
right.
Sorry.
So I'm just thinking about first of all, how many days a week are you open?
That's a little bit of a problem because I work full
Sure.
time, and so people don't realize I get up at 5:30 in the morning and
Hmm.
I go to the shop and I'll work till 7:30, 8 o'clock. Then I go to work, and then I'll work there in the shop all afternoon too. When I get back about 3 or 4, where we're going and doing pickups. So we work all the time, but I'm only open right now 1 day a week to shop.
Okay.
Wednesdays, they can bring in donations, and then Saturday, they can bring donations or shop. And I'm hoping to change that.
Okay.
You know, I just got to get my family quit wanting to eat and have electricity.
Unreal. Unacceptable. I get that though.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you really are working a full-time job for
Yes.
free. How many people are helping you, or have you just roped your family in,
My
or?
family is phenomenal.
Mhm,
This really and truly is my husband Nathan and
mhm.
my son Kevin Owens. He's awesome, and but I'm fixing to lose him, so I need I need help with the furniture. And then I've got Miss Heidi Vick.
Okay.
She works and donates her time and everything all during the week, and
Okay.
she's phenomenal. I couldn't do it without her. And so we're making it work so far.
And for 5 years, I mean,
Yes,
that's
and we've done 5 of the
wow.
prom dress giveaways and everything. So, and we've done 2 years. We've done the Christmas. We was able to give over 200 children 3 toys each.
That's substantial.
Yes, for
Really,
just a
that's
little tiny closet, we do pretty good.
so one of the things that we talk about a lot on this channel is volunteerism. We've talked about the Blue Crab Festival and volunteering at more family oriented events,
hmm
minus the Jello jump. I think that that one's a little bit intense. But I want to bring back the Jello jump, but that's another whole nother podcast. But we've talked about giving back, whether it be in the form of Rotary or garbage pickup with Keep Putnam
Mhm.
Beautiful. I think there's a way for everybody to help. And first
Yes.
of all, the the people that I see that are making such huge impacts were taught volunteerism by their family.
Mhm.
My kids, too much to their chagrin, sometimes get roped into all kinds of stuff.
Mine too.
Yeah, and I think it's teaching them though, they get to that teenage stage and there's an eye roll or a sigh. But it's important to teach them that
Yes.
they are part of a community.
Yes.
And here we talk about ways that people can get involved. And sometimes someone may not have the ability to go out in the heat and pick up trash.
Yes.
Maybe they do not have the finances to buy a case of tuna fish or
Yes.
get to the store and do
Mhm.
that. Sometimes the way that you could help is as easy as sharing a post
Yes.
or showing up, calling you. Hey, Wanda, I cleaned out my house.
Yes.
Maybe you got a new toaster and now you have an old toaster.
Yes.
So, really, this is another opportunity for the people watching to find an example of where they can connect and
Yes.
they can, without having to leave their home. Another thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like if somebody was looking to help you, maybe do pickups or man the shop a little bit. Um,
Well, right now I've got the grandbabies working too. So I'm
yes,
teaching them while they're
yes,
young. So they'll help me pick up and, move and shuffle everything.
right,
But like I tell everybody, what the biggest thing that has is everybody sharing it on Facebook
right. Okay,
and recommending, give it to Miss Wanda. And so I tell everybody, please don't do curbside or anything like that. We need it.
right.
But yes, and another thing too, if nothing else, just pray. Pray for God's guidance that I stay in His will
Right.
and do what I'm supposed to do, and He bring the people to me that we really can bless and help. So
Absolutely.
yes, pickups, if they want to help pick up, that's a huge thing. That's a little bit difficult for us, especially
Yeah.
since I don't have Kevin now. So he helps when he can. But
Now, sorry,
no,
I'm just getting excited about ways we could help. Do you have drop off points or is it just the shop or are you just going to these
it's
places?
it well, is right now just drop off is at the shop.
Okay.
And like I said, we're praying about it. I'm praying for God's will and for his leading of what I'm supposed to do, even including open up another day or two during the week because I know that that would help people too.
Right.
It's hard right now for us. But yes, that's the only drop off, but I don't have another place yet. But that
Okay.
could happen. But picking up, and I have people that bring it to me from Palaca now out there, and that is a huge help.
Wonderful.
After you've worked all day, sometimes it's a little hard because there's a lot of times we leave the house 5:30, don't get home till 9 or 10, and hadn't even ate supper or anything yet.
Mm,
So
mm.
that would be a big help if anyone wanted to help bring stuff to us.
Or a meal on the days that you're out there. Um, yeah, I was just thinking about maybe there's some ways, and we could talk about this offline. And I would like to stay in touch and talk about the development of this. But maybe there are ways that we could partner with. Maybe if you're watching this, and you could be a drop off point, and people could bring things to you to take to Miss Wanda. Is there anything that you have received that you're like, we really don't need that right now?
The hardest thing for us to get rid of is books.
Okay.
So that's kind of difficult to get rid of.
Okay.
And I mean, just small things, picture frames. People don't do pictures anymore. They have it
Right.
on their phone.
That's true.
But
Though I
books is
do
just
love me a
really
good antique frame, but you're very correct in that.
hmm
And those things might be the items such as books or picture frames. Maybe that's something that you take to the Lee Conley house, or you
yes.
take. We have Needful Things as a bookstore, and sometimes you might have a really
Yes.
great book that they could use over there.
hmm
I think that there's a lot of um,
We support the St. Vincent de
yes,
Paul out there
yes,
on things that we can't get rid of because I try to keep the stuff fresh.
right.
I don't want it to be a junk shop, so I try to keep everything fresh, and if there's things that we can't get rid of or can't use, we send it to St. Vincent de Paul's.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay,
They're a
that's
very
a
good organization.
yes, I did not know that we had because there's a St. Vincent de Paul's in St. Augustine too,
They're
correct?
all over. I didn't know
Okay.
that, but they're all over.
I did not know that there was one out
Mhm.
there with you. So that's great information.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of places that if you're, thinking about where can I take things to, obviously, my I was very moved to know that somebody can walk in there and have nothing in their pockets and walk away with something. And I'd love to be able to see the opportunity for people who maybe don't have transportation. If, big picture, if somebody could help
Yes.
get people over there.
And that's kind of a little bit of a problem why I can't open up more, why
Hmm.
I'm not open more, is they have a hard time getting there on Saturday because they work or something or don't have
Right,
transportation. So
right.
that would be awesome if someone wanted to help do that.
So there really are a lot of ways that we could help further the efforts that you have.
Yes.
If you were to think 2, 3, 5 years down the road, what would your dream be? What would this look like?
I would love to be centrally located in Palaca
Okay.
for all the surrounding areas and maybe have 2 or 3 shops.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yes.
And I know that there are some spaces that are available. And if you're watching this, or if you know somebody who might have a space that we could do, like a mini closet,
Yes.
or if you were looking to volunteer and give back, maybe you could help man that mini closet.
Yes.
Just the, the
Absolutely.
opportunities are endless, and I want to make sure that we at Bass Capital Radio Podcast are available to help. So be
Ye
sure that you stay tuned. Not only share this message, share this video as you're watching it, but be sure to check out the links that are in the description. And we're definitely going to be staying in touch. But I'd like to see if there's a way that maybe we could honor the work that you're doing and find a day that we can connect. But I have a lot of great ideas floating around in my head.
Good.
So,
Hey, we
so
welcome
let's
them.
absolutely. And if there's a message that you could leave the viewers with when it comes to giving back to the community, does something come to mind where you just like to share a word with them?
Don't think that there's not anything that you can't do to help or to contribute.
Hmm.
And to see the faces and to really see them. I've had people that will tear up and start crying because they're so grateful and so thankful. And that's wonderful. But it wasn't me that did that. It was who donated the stuff to us that
Right.
made that possible. So we need the donations, and everything that you do and you give helps, and it truly blesses people.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I think about for me personally and my girls. My girls change their style like there's no tomorrow. They are into something, then they're out of something. And they're into this and they're out of this. And they are abundantly blessed because they do have the opportunity to do that. But as they pile stuff in bags, and again, I've donated all of
Mhm.
that. But to be able to show them this, and I'm excited for them to watch this video, and the sense of pride and community, citizenship that you can inspire in that, to know that when you're putting that stuff in the bag and you're like, oh, I'm glad I'm getting rid of that. Think about what you're doing right there at that moment is changing a life or lives, or is bringing joy to somebody.
To see the children come in, and we get a lot of really nice clothes, news clothes, name brand clothes. Peer pressure and stuff is tough.
Hmm.
And kids can kind of be mean, if you're not dressed and everything like that a certain way. But you can see the esteem and the pride just kind of building up and growing, and they feel better and excited about going to school. Or you see the moms that just got a job and they come in looking for clothes to look nice and
Right.
everything. Yeah, it's changing in a lot of different ways for people.
Right. I love that. And I just have to say thank you. Obviously, you followed what you felt the Lord led you to do. I think no matter what your faith, no matter what your background is, that knowing that you can do something to change someone.
Right.
And to
We
help
all
people
can.
out. Yes,
Hmm.
exactly. So it really is inspiring. And I am proud to be a resident of Putnam
Me
County and
too.
to know that there are people, and there are other great people doing great work too.
Yes.
But to be able to sit here with you and share this message and just hear that this is just something that you felt led to do and you chased that and you didn't.
Yes. And someone made the comment that Putnam County is the poorest county in Florida. Well, I don't know about that. That may be true, but I do know that it's got one of the biggest hearts. No
Mhm.
one's got a bigger heart than Putnam County does. The way that people are giving and doing is awesome.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Whether as statistically speaking, I've heard that statistic too, and shame on me for not knowing offhand as I'm trying to be the expert in all things Putnam County. But um, if we're talking about financially the poorest county, we are rich in history. We are rich in community. We are
Yes.
rich in and being
Caring.
caring, standing
Yes.
side by side with one another.
I'm seeing it on both sides. There's
Yeah,
a lot of good people here, a lot of loving, caring, giving people. Very
absolutely.
generous.
So, for anybody who has said Putnam County isn't important or doesn't have anything to offer, I hope that in
That's
watching
not
these
true.
videos that you were changing your mind because there's a reason that we could live anywhere in the world.
Yes.
That we chose to live here. At any point, you could pack up and you could move and or raise your kids somewhere else.
Hmm.
But we're choosing to do that here.
We've got a huge heart here. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of loving people here.
Absolutely. Well, thank
Hmm.
you for being one of those. And thank you for taking the time to come share your message with
Well,
me.
thank you for having me, and
Oh,
this will just
absolutely.
bless the ministry even more. So I appreciate
I
that.
surely hope so. And if you've watched this video and you're inspired, or if you want to inspire others, be sure to copy the link, share it on your page. Again, check out the links below for Miss Wanda's Closet. And you can help, even if it's just putting a toaster in a bag and giving her a call.
We need the help.
Absolutely. So we can all step up to the plate and continue to make Putnam County the greatest. We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you. I
me.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.